Would you agree that the last 6 to 12 months have been at the minimum interesting? I thought so. And the reason I asked the question is this: would you like the next 12 months to not only be good, but be the best 12 months of your life so far? In your business, in your health, in your relationships? I thought so. If so, you've come to the right place. And thank you for being here. My name is Blair Singer, best-selling author of Little Voice Mastery, How to Win the War Between Your Ears in 30 Seconds or Less and have a great life. The reason I'm glad that you're here is the one thing that I know is if you are watching this now, if you're listening to me now, what you know is you have way more to offer, way more to give, and way more to accomplish. This program is designed for you to have all the things that you want in your life: the income, the relationships, the health, by tackling the number one issue that stops most people from getting what they want. It's that little voice between your ears. Some of you may know me as best-selling author of Little Voice Mastery, Rich Dad Advisor to Robert Kiyosaki, author of 2 best-selling books, Sales Dogs and Team Code of Honor. I'm here to talk to you about a subject that I have worked with clients and businesses, individuals, entrepreneurs in over 25 different countries over the last 25 years, helping them achieve extraordinary levels of sales income, satisfaction, and team growth. That's all in store for you in this particular program. And the way we're going to tackle this program, it's going to be fun. It's going to be interactive. I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions. Now, let me ask you this question. Are you sick of the questions yet? Are you sick of me asking another question for you? Okay, good. So I don't do this to make you feel like a 5-year-old or a 2-year-old. I do it for a very specific reason. If I stood here and I said, I've got at least 12 hours of material with 55 PowerPoint slides and 30 bullet points on each one, would you fall asleep? Of course you would. Have you ever been to a presentation like that? Of course you have. So I'm not going to do that. If you learn one thing from all the programs that we're going to be working with you on, it's this one right here. And that is this, is that learning requires what? Energy. I can't hear you. No, seriously, I can't hear you. Learning requires energy. Say it. Yeah. Now, the reason I have you interact is this. There's another rule of thumb when it comes to education, and that's this. You learn a lot more when you're awake than when you're asleep. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to interact. You're going to have a workbook. Periodically, I'm going to have you go into your workbook, do specific exercises. I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions. I want you to answer those questions out loud. We're going to be doing a lot of interactivity and make this a lot of fun because you will retain and remember a lot more if we do it that way. So you agree? A little louder, please? Okay, good. So let's get started, if you will. Many years ago, my first job was in sales. And I had never sold anything in my entire life. And I remember that I had to go out and sell $10,000 worth of desktop calculators door to door, and I was abysmal at it. Even though the company that I work with gave me what we call business development training. In other words, they taught me how to sell. They taught me a little bit about the product. I still didn't do very good. My results were just a little bit better. But one day, a friend of mine came to me and says, you really ought to go take this personal development program to work on yourself. I go, I don't need to work on myself. He goes, you really need to work on yourself. Because in my life at that point was not doing so well. Bad divorce, lost some money, not doing well in sales, and virtually broke. He says, you really ought to go. So somewhere in the middle of this personal development program, I realized that there was one thing in common with the money I had made and lost, the relationships that had worked and had not, and that was me. Now, some of you are thinking, no kidding, you idiot. But for me, that was a major revelation at the time. And all I know is after I took the personal development program, even though we weren't even talking about sales, my numbers shot up every single time I took a personal development program and went from being broke to becoming #1 in sales within 18 months. So what we're going to be doing in this program on Little Voice Mastery is we're going to be focusing on the personal development side. But before we do, let me talk to you a little bit about the business development tools that you will need that we will actually cover in other programs in this academy. All right, so let me ask you a question. What type of development is required for outstanding success?